Good morning, everyone. Big Sky back on you again today. So I decided to do a little video about my school life. People are always curious about it. Some people always ask questions about it. Um, so basically, how I'm gonna tell it is just basically a summary of uh, the grades and whatever. So kindergarten through fourth grade, I was a pretty skinny kid. Um, had a hard time reading, hard time concentrating, and like to be everywhere. Um, I was not a tall kid yet. That happened at grade about 5 when I hit a growth spurt. And there's actually a photo somewhere. If anybody can ever find it and give it to me, that'd be awesome. There's a photo of me and all of us on a wall, and it basically goes like this on the wall. And that's when I got started being the biggest guy in school. Um, let's see here, 6th through 7th, we were at the South Walnut. I got into my first fist fight on the playground with my buddy Otis Riggins. And I've told you guys that story. Um, we used to put, oh my god, it was so fun. The favorite thing we used to do when outside was play bull rush or capture the flag or soccer we did once in a while and all those kind of sports. Um, Outside was our favorite thing. I mean, it felt like when we were younger, it felt so much longer being out there than it does now. Time goes by so much faster when you get older, and it's crazy, and you miss it when it goes slow. Um, School for me was okay. I actually was seeing a speech therapist while at the South Walnut because I had a stutter that was so bad I would talk, 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 talk like that. Um, I still get it once in a while when I'm nervous, I'm overthinking something, or I'm talking too fast. So I had to see a speech therapist for that. Um, that was fun. I was in a special reading class that I ended up getting out of because my grandmother helped me read. I had a horrible time reading. Now, if you look at me, I can read anything without problems, as long as it's English. But yeah, that's just crazy. That was probably those were a rough few years. Um, I was not very outspoken as I am now. I was pretty timid and quiet, and I'll answer one question. Did I ever get any fights? And if so, did you win? So I told you about my fist fights I got into fight. Now people when I was younger would push me or try to go me into a fight, and that would happen a lot. And people would come to me to defend them for stuff or talk to somebody. So I was basically the peacekeeper all through South Walnut to middle school. I'd be, hey Skylar, talk to them. I don't know how I was always picked. Um, I was the biggest guy. Everybody thought I was. I mean, I'm not a mean dude. I didn't get mad that often in school. I mean, once if you like you it takes me a lot to get me to yell. But I mean every time it was kind of crazy. Man, we always used to try to burn each other. Anytime in the hallway, someone would say something to me. I was pretty bad at comebacks at the time. I wasn't that good. I would not get them a lot. Once in a while, though, I would get a zinger. And this is bad now because I'm an adult, and this is now called bullying. But it was just the way we treated each other. I mean, and if you were good at zingers, you were popular. I mean, I did okay. Um, just knowing everything. It's funny. That's probably why I started being so good about gathering information when I needed, because I would always know everything. So let's go to 7th to 8th grade. We are at the middle school. I have gotten tall. I'm a tall, chubby kid. Um, Taller than everybody in my grade, taller than all the teachers, every person in Bangor I'm taller than. I mean, it's no joke. I am the tallest one. I'm basically the tallest one in Bangor, and probably almost in Van Buren County, besides a couple of people that beat me by 2 inches or 2. I don't care. I like my height, but I was very much noticeable. I mean, I was not the smartest kid. I don't know what was going on with me. My brain did not want to work. Um, I think I might have been a little bit ADHD, and we just didn't know. But I was not. I was the smartest, but I did pretty good. Had a lot of fun. I met my first best friend when I was in 8th grade, Eric Shelton. And that's one of the reasons I actually became an uncle, funny enough, because I'm uncle to his kids and his sister's kids and all them. So that's kind of crazy thinking about it. I was very well liked. I was very nice. I always wanted attention. I guess I was very trying to make everyone happy. I mean, there was times people say, "God, I don't want to get kicked in the nuts." I'm like, "Why? Let's just see what happens." And you're kids, so you go, "Sure." Or, "Can I punch you in the stomach?" Yep, can do that. I wouldn't go too far. I wouldn't let them hit me in the face or anything. But yeah, I mean, it was just crazy. I mean, 8th grade is basically just kind of slowly getting ready for adulthood. I remember we were all so excited to go to high school. When Miss Smith was there, the math teacher, she would wear a sign, saying something like good luck in high school or something like that. It was always tradition. When she retired, we were sad. We were the last class she did that with, basically. And that was our favorite teacher, Miss Smith. But when high school came up, it was crazy. Freshman year, all the classes were hard. I mean, we had Spanish, we had math, we had science, we had social studies, and I don't know exactly the titles they were. I mean, it was so long ago. But I mean, I'll tell you what, I sucked at math. I basically failed Spanish too. And everything else I was doing, science I was pretty good in. Social studies, if I studied hard enough, I was good in. And current events I was pretty good in because I always kept update on that stuff. But yeah, freshman year was basically a crazy year. I failed that was the first class I ever failed was Spanish too, and I ended up going, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. But sophomore year. So a fun fact, I actually played on the basketball team, and you still try out for it, but I made the team 2 out of 4 times. The 2 times I didn't make it, I was manager. I honestly didn't care. I got to go to the games and stuff. I mean, guys, I love going to the games. I didn't care what I was doing really. I mean, when I was in school, I was happy if I got to suit up. But I mean, I just love going to the games, see people play. I mean, people know me now as like guy with information. Like I know everything that's going on purpose, on accident, just coinky dink. I mean, I seem to know everything. And it's always just kind of funny. I mean, back in school, it was kind of a joke that Skylar knows everything. Just ask him. Because I used to be friends with I'm friends with basically everybody now. And it's just kind of crazy. Let me answer another question. Did I feel bullied in school? So, I was bullied. I was the chubby kid. I was the tallest kid. I was not as vocal as I am now, and I wasn't as quick on the draw as I am now with stuff. I mean, I did my best. I mean, I got tried to go into fights. People used to throw stuff in my locker. I'll give you some examples. So, one time, Evan Seiler and Mario Garcia tried to one had a chokehold on me, and one was giving me a wedgie basically, and they wanted me to say uncle. I never did. They finally stopped and whatever. That's one time. One time, let me think. There's only a few stories I can really think of. People used to throw stuff in my locker. One time, Naran Booker and Xavier took my phone, or my whatever it was called, I think my phone, out of my locker. I had a code on that shit, and they couldn't get into it. And my mom ended up offering a reward for it to be found. And it was a pretty big reward for us back then because we were in school. So everyone was trying to find a way to tell on them. So what they ended up doing was put my phone in another locker and say, "Oh, it's right here." Ended up getting it back. That's one time. One time, Devin Kozel and his buddies stole money from me when I was selling food for football. That was on our football for a trip somewhere. And that was just crazy. So, and there's other stories. I mean, there's so many. I mean, there's just so many stories I can tell. I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, I used to be a little bit of a bully too because I didn't like being treated that way. And but I wouldn't bully like innocent people. I would bully people that were bullying me in certain ways. I mean, I tell you what. there were times I got back at them the right way and the wrong way. I mean, if I heard them doing dumb stuff, I knew that was going to get them in trouble. Low key, I would say something. I'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is going on." People always want, and they always try to get me for something, and they go, "So you're trying to get me for something because you did something to me?" I mean, you keep back and forth, but that's kid stuff. But yeah, I mean, school was crazy, but I had a fun time though. Um, Junior year, so I had actually got to do VOTEC that year. Um, I actually did the VOTEC class to make up my Spanish credit because that was the way we were going to do that, and that ended up working out pretty good. We tried doing online at the CEC, and that basically did not go well. It was my brain operates too fast to work on the computer like that, and it was just, ugh. So yeah, I ended up doing law enforcement for my junior year, and I was doing other classes. I tell you what, Mr. Gleason's math class still gives me panics thinking about it. That was one of the hardest classes. He was a funny bully to me. He he was nice in a way. I actually worked for him one time, one summer, when he was working on someone's house. He ended up stopping at, he actually drove by my house. I was working in my driveway, and he said, "Do you want to work today?" Never been with a man by myself, never really talked to him like that outside school, and I was like, okay. Ended up making some money. He's a cool guy. He was a funny bully. He was a funny kind of got everyone bullied. Funny way. Elko doesn't teach at Bangor anymore, but he was a good guy. And so junior year was kind of, that was just nuts. I had chemistry, Gleason, and a couple other classes, but I was pretty good at getting everything else done. When I got out of junior year, I tell you what, the relief was crazy. Can you imagine? Because then senior year was going to be my easiest year ever because I only had to take a couple of classes. Well, funny enough, I was supposed to take fire science that year, but that ended up not working out for a couple of reasons. So I ended up going to early childhood development, and I ended up learning some stuff about development of kids and how to deal with them and stuff like that. I ended up Miss Yurick, you guys remember her? She was one of her last classes she had. If I honestly could have, I probably would have done both years just to do the 2 year, but I've had the way life turned out. Senior year went by so quick. I mean, it was just, I miss school. Sometimes I miss it. I mean, being an adult is fun sometimes, but it's just so hard. I mean, remember we got the free rides, money when we needed it, sleep on holidays, and party on weekends, and all that fun stuff. I don't do that as much anymore, and it's just, ugh. I take care of my brothers, take care of my nephews and nieces, and all that fun stuff. I mean, that's a good thing though. That's nice. So I graduated my senior year. I ended up having a pretty good GPA. I want to give a shout out to my grandma, actually. She is the one that basically got me through school. My aunt, my mom, my dad helped me a little bit, but my grandma was the biggest supporter of all, and I thank her so much for that. All right, so I got two more questions here. What type of style was it back in the day, and what did they wear to school? So the style basically was, see, it depended who you were. If you had money, you would get anything that was fresh, new, basically anything you saw on TV that those kids had. If you were middle class, you would get something a little bit below that, and it would just be, you'd be the talkers. And middle class would basically just be below, a little bit below that. Low class, I mean, would be knockoff, stuff like that. And I mean, so everybody wore like all good stuff. I mean, there wasn't anything too crazy going on during that time. I mean, when I was in school, I would wear baseball cap, sweater, shorts or long pants, depending on what season it was, and sunglasses. Fun fact: I used to wear hat and sunglasses so much, people made fun of me for it. They actually um, did a post. Someone actually shared something with me when I could get to do that, and I always thought it was funny. Jonathan Strample, actually, who it was, nice guy. Haven't seen him in a while. Hope he's doing good. Um, what else was there? Yeah, that was it. Everyone just wore, it was pretty good wear for that school. Wasn't too bad. Um, Last question. How did I get famous? So, pretty simple, honestly. I was very nice, very polite, always helpful. Um, my mom and dad basically know everybody on either side of anywhere because well, my dad lived in Bangor lived here his whole life in Michigan, and my mom was like me, very, very positive, always talkative, and basically just very helpful, and she just knows everybody. So basically, me being 6'8" and having big feet and just being me is pretty much noticeable. So everyone just talks to me and wants to know who I am and everything. And I usually end up growing some pretty big bonds with these people. I mean, some of these people are my brothers. Some of these are people, my cousins, and some are aunts, uncles. Some of them are other mother figures in my life, and some of them are father figures in my life. But again, we live in Van Buren County is not a huge place, but everyone knows everybody. But yeah. So my high school experience overall was good. I learned some things. I was taught some things, and I just got to enjoy the school experience because a lot of people these days don't enjoy it. They basically want to rush through it or they want to get done quicker. And I understand that people have to do that, but it doesn't always have to be the solution. So basically, just enjoy being a kid because being an adult is hard and pain in the butt sometimes. So enjoy it while you can because one day we'll be gone. From Big Sky to you, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day.